Oh my god, hey.
Hi.
This is a clue. This is a visual clue. Again, no, it's in the title of the video.
Yeah.
I don't need to be doing
It
this.
is.
Nonetheless, ow.
Oh, there you are.
The sequel.
Hello, Stagey fam. It's me, Aeron James.
And me, Mickey J Theatre.
And we are in London. We're by the Covent Garden. And what are we up to see?
We are off to see Love Never Dies. Da 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 da. Part 2.
At the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. And they've even got, oh no, there, the sign. They have the sign all done because what's amazing about the kind of LED screens is that they can change it for the specific shows they're doing one-offs.
They can. They can.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And what were you at this afternoon, Mickey?
This afternoon I was at Death Note. Does more to explain the outfit I'm currently wearing than Love Never Dies, but still like dark, gothic vibes.
Yeah, I wasn't there, so I'm hoping I might try and see it when it's at the Lyric, because it's not been announced to go there for a week. But it's very exciting. I've never seen Love Never Dies before. Have you, Mickey?
I saw the original production post changes.
Wow.
So they opened it and then they closed it and then they reopened it, and Ramin was wearing a different colour shirt and they moved some songs around and very little else changed. But I saw the post changes version in January 2011, I think,
Oh, wow.
at the Adelphi Theatre. Still the original cast. I think that's when I saw it. I saw the original cast. But yeah.
So I did not. So I have never seen it. So this will be my first experience with Love Never Dies. And I know all the big plot points there. I can't act like I'm completely new to this musical.
Do you need me to recap the plot of Phantom for you moments before the show starts so that you're fully abreast of the situation?
I saw it too recently.
Fine. Then you're fine.
But I am very openly not the world's biggest Phantom fan.
It's not the world's biggest Phantom fan.
I'm more of a Les Mis boy, I'll be honest. That was my show growing up. I was Phantom. I can watch Phantom and I find it a little bit more of like it's kind of fun than I used to feel about it.
The camp, gothic, romantic decadence of Phantom is a big guilty pleasure for me, but I don't think it's one of the best shows necessarily. But I feel similarly about Love Never Dies. There's a lot of guilty pleasure, and a lot of that comes from having seen it when I was a teenager. Something like Dear Old Friends, which is this very catty quartet. Love that song. Love that.
So who's in this production, Mickey?
Who's in this production? Celinda Schoenmacher. I think I pronounced it right this time because Danny with the camera tells me off when I get my Dutch pronunciation wrong.
Norm Lewis.
No, well, I was going to say Celinda, who is currently starring as Sarah Brown in Guys and Dolls at the Bridge, but is playing Christine in this. Norm Lewis.
Yes. Incredible Broadway and Western star.
Never seen. Yeah, he did Les Mis over here.
I thought so.
He did Les Mis when it was the Queen's for a bit as Javert. I don't think I've ever seen Norm on stage. I haven't. Sally Dexter is playing Madame Giry, having sung the role of Madame Giry on the cast recording of Love Never Dies, but she didn't do the show, which always fascinated me. So now we'll get to hear her amazing end of Act 1 screaming once more. So I'm excited for that. That's a moment to watch out for.
And Courtney Stapleton is playing her daughter.
Courtney Stapleton is playing her daughter. Yeah. Courtney Stapleton, Meg, and lots of other exciting people.
Yeah.
Lots of people. Lots of fun people.
So, and if you're wondering which theatre, so Theatre Royal Drury Lane, which we've just shown you, it's also the theatre where Frozen's at.
It's my watch telling me it's happening in half an hour. Yeah, so this is where Frozen normally plays, and because Frozen doesn't play
For the start of the week.
at the start of the week, because they capitalise on the weekend, because Disney Family Show, it means the theatre can be used for other shows. So last year in August they did concerts here, Chess, Kinky Boots, Treason. This year they're doing Love Never Dies, and they did Evita at the start of the month. So there you go.
Let's go. Yeah. So we are in the theatre. This is the Theatre Royal Drury Lane. It is gorgeous. Like literally one of the most stunning theatres in the West End. And one of the most haunted randomly. But this is where Frozen is and was recently renovated. So right before Frozen came in, it had a massive renovation to look so glamorous. And we love it here. Bought a programme for £10. We've seen some friends already. It's
What a
always
quest
fun.
for tap water, because I'm very thirsty.
Yes,
and
we're
the bar
going
in the central atrium doesn't have a tap. I don't know how much they spent on this renovation. They don't have a tap for tap water. That feels short-sighted to me. I'm joking. It's a lovely building, but tap.
It is stunning programme. It's very nice and glossy, which we like. Oh, it's really cool. Statues. And one of the coolest atriums. It's one of my all-time favourite theatres to just explore, and you can explore in the day as well because they have their bars open for afternoon food and stuff like that. And I mean, there are no other theatres like this. So these three, you can see up here, are all for My Fair Lady, 1958. My Fair Lady has a history with this theatre because the National Theatre's production was run here. Not sure if the original was, but definitely the National Theatre revival. But how gorgeous, all My Fair Lady. And just see Eliza right there in the middle. So cool. And then on the other side, it's Showboat 1928, which is known as the first book musical. Random fact. I studied this. So pretty.
So these are our seats. We are in the stalls, R41 and 42, this is our view of the stage. Love what they've done for this production. Look at all that pink drapery, people taking their seats. Orchestra is on stage, the London Musical Theatre Orchestra, and some nice little carousel horses for good measure. Look at that, looking beautiful at Theatre Royal Drury Lane.
just must say, it's fantastic for me because this is the first time that I've heard Love Never Dies now for a very long time. And this is also the first time, I think I'm right in saying, that the revised version that we did in Australia and then went round America has been performed in London. And it's fantastic. I can truly say as a composer, I am astounded and incredibly grateful to you, all of you guys in the cast and everybody in the orchestra. I mean, it was a most wonderful, wonderful performance, and no composer could ask for more. So I just hope everybody, you've had a good time. I hope you've enjoyed the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, which is restored back to its glory. All I can say is thank you very much. Thank you, wonderful audience. Thank you, wonderful cast, wonderful orchestra. And I just hope maybe we get a chance to perform it one more time.
Hello, we've just made it back.
Now you have the mask. I am Christine. Life may be fleeting.
I was about to say, I'm so sorry.
Spoilers.
I have a question for you actually, because you've seen the actual stage production before.
I have, yes. I was 16.
Did he have a gold mask in that production?
No, gold mask was new for this one.
Because I was really thrown by it. I was like, is this like a significant thing that he has a much more like jazzy, expensive mask?
No, they were just like gold. You know what it reminded me of? There's little like collagen strips that you can put just like under the eye, but like for the whole face. At this point, like in the first Phantom, we're going to deep dive here. In the movie, they show like a rag. Like there's a lyric in Phantom where he's like, my first mask was like an unfeeling scrap of clothing. By the time we meet him in the Phantom of the Opera, it's like a nice like ivory, like white thing. But by the time, like it's been years by this point, it's like you should really be doing some skincare to actually resolve this whole thing. So maybe it is just a whole like collagen, it's a face mask. He's doing a face mask. That's what it is. It's a treatment. It's like deep moisturizing.
I have so many questions. So my first experience... of the sequel.
Love never dies.
I always had the opinion of, I don't see how sequels work with musical theatre because you have to kind of guarantee that a hell of a lot of people have actually seen the original. Mm-hmm. And that can it work for people to watch it if they've not watched it and bought tickets just because they've been told, this show's good, and not actually been told, there is a musical before this one, so you need to know these characters.
Do you know what's interesting though, is I knew the plot of Phantom, because I feel like everyone just knows the plot of Phantom, but I hadn't seen it. I saw Love Never Dies in 2010 or 2011, and I saw Phantom.
You saw Love Never Dies first?
Yeah, and I saw Phantom in 2012, because Love Never Dies was one of the first West End shows I ever saw.
Fascinating.
There you go. There you go.
It kind of does make sense actually without it. I feel like it changes your perceptions of the characters a lot. If you watch that first, I don't think you'd like Raoul.
It reads like fan fiction, is the thing.
Yeah, him and Meg come out a lot differently watching the sequel compared to the original.
They're different people, and it kind of retcons a lot of stuff
from
the original. It's like, I mean, even in the first few minutes when, and I'll be talking about this in my review, if that hasn't already appeared on my channel, it's coming soon, and we're going to have fun talking about this one. If you thought the Aspect one was fun, this plot synopsis is going to be an adventure. But even in the first few minutes when Madame Giry's like, Christine abandoned him and we went to save him, it's like, you very much sent Raoul in there to go and retrieve Christine and like warned him about not getting strangled to death. So it's like, you knew what was going on. Let's not sugarcoat this and pretend it was something it wasn't.
It was really interesting to see it staged, and I will say this concert staging that was very semi-staged. Now that we've been to New York and witnessed a Encore's New York City Centre production, multiple ones, because Chicago, if you didn't know, the most famous production was an Encore's production, and the recent revival that won the Tony Award of Parade, and the nominated Into the Woods were all Encore's productions.
Life at Encore's,
and we saw Dear World actually as an Encore, like the start of an Encore's production life, how it is meant to be.
We did.
And this felt very much in the same vein. I think it's because they use the LMTO, like how in New York they use... Which orchestra is it that they use? They use a really well-known New York orchestra for...
That was just New York City.
Maybe it is, because I remember they had a limited amount of time for Into the Woods because of that orchestra then had been booked for other stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I think. Tell me if I'm right or wrong in the comments. But it's kind of that kind of vein of it's a big orchestra
Which is a huge selling point because it sounded fantastic, and LMTO are brilliant. Freddie Tapner is wonderful. Yeah, it's a great reason for doing these shows and doing these concert stagings because it sounds great.
And that's kind of how Bonnie and Clyde, the recent version, happened as well. That it started as a concert version, and then the production of the direction and choreography worked, then it went into a full stage production.
Yeah. And also these shows that haven't been around for as long, like if they're not a Rodgers and Hammerstein or a Sondheim or something, they probably haven't ever had the opportunity to be heard with an orchestra of that size.
Yeah, because...
either. Like, that's the most glorious and full you're ever going to hear that score. I'm getting lower and lower because you can't reach that.
I'm small. Well, not even I'm small, I'm sat on the floor. It makes me intrigued what could be possible, what they might do next, and also if we'll see a show. I guess we've kind of started to see it with maybe what happened with Bonnie and Clyde, but see any of these kind of semi-stage productions go on to a further life and move on, because I think it allows them to experiment with direction and choreography and see if it lands. Yeah. Some shows work well doing out of town tryouts and those kind of ones, but maybe some shows where it's a revival or been a while, these kind of ones with the big starry casts show actually many people want to see this, and this kind of reduced staging works for a show.
Yeah. You all saw the curtain call clip. Was Andrew Lloyd-Webber teasing a London return for Love Never Dies? Was that just about the Was that just about the international tour that they're very much casting for at the moment? Is that international tour going to come back?
It's very teasing
to London.
It felt quite pointed.
Andy LaDubs loves that's my pet name for Andrew Lloyd-Webber. He loves the goss. He loves the drama.
He does.
He loves to be like,
he loves to know that people want his shows back. I still think we'll see a roller skating show first.
Well, yes. Which side is this one?
So that was a trip to see Love Never Dies in concert.
The Phantoms in Love.
Theatre Royal Drury Lane. Were you there? Let us know. We got to meet some incredible people there. Yes. It was really nice and lovely.
If you said hello to us at Drury Lane this evening for Love Never Dies, let us know in the comments. It was lovely to meet you. So lovely. People said such nice things. Yeah. Double mask.
And we're always happy to say hello. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. You can head to Mickey's channel to watch his review. Comment below with a circus carousel horse themed emoji.
Give us a carousel horse.
Because there were, as you will have seen in the clip, there were carousel horses aplenty.
There were.
Did you see Love Never Dies? What do you think of Love Never Dies?
Have you ever seen Love Never Dies?
We'd love to know. Thank you so much, and hope you have a magical week and a stagey old time. Bye!